Gangs of London is a 2020 action crime drama series that was co-created by Gareth Evans, the director of the brilliant martial arts movie duo The Raid films, which is what attracted me to the series in the first place. Assuming his influence will be felt, taking his hyper-violent and gory action and transporting it and fusing it with gritty British crime cinema is an interesting premise. The first episode is just over 1.5 hours long, so it's pretty much a short movie in of itself, hence me reviewing it without seeing the rest of the series. The main plot of the show, from which all the little subplots and numerous characters are centered around, follows the shooting and murder of the head of London's most powerful underground crime family, Finn Wallace. The murder creates a power vacuum and a subsequent power struggle, and the son of Finn, Sean Wallace, takes up the mantle as the head of his family and launches an investigation and a vicious revenge campaign into the mysterious death of his father. Two young gypsies are the ones who did the actual killing, but were under the impression they were going to take out some random pedo or something, and no one seemingly knows who murdered Finn Wallace. The son comes off as quite immature in the first episode, a little boy in a man's world, but that's the point, I guess. And it's natural. I mean, his father's just been killed and he's gonna be emotional and acting irrational. But his behaviour, such as threatening his business partners and shutting down ports where his customers do business until the identity of his father's murderer is revealed, is a dangerous game and one that threatens to have him isolated from even members of his own family, let alone the criminals looking to profit from his father's death. I thought the first episode was okay. It's quite early to judge really, and I know that sounds weird because the episode is 1.5 hours long, but the signs so far are good. It is quite stimulating, and I enjoyed the juxtaposition of the fast-paced and frantic search for the triggermen, full of dizzying handheld camera footage and beats that you tap your foot to, with the sweeping elegance of the mourning and the funeral proceedings of the Wallace family. It's quite intriguing, and it does leave you interested in what is to come. Many characters are revealed not to be quite as what they first seemed, and you do think to yourself, just where is all this going to lead to? And of course, the original big question of the series, which is obviously, who killed Finn Wallace and why? For the most part, the episode feels quite similar in its delivery to many of the big-budget modern-day British TV shows in the veins of things like Peaky Blinders. But then there's one scene around halfway through where a brawl erupts in the pub, and you just know that Gareth Evans is licking his lips and rubbing his hands together behind the camera, because this fight scene is so The Raid-like, it borders on self-indulgence and parody. I enjoyed it. It was gory and vicious, but at the same time it did really feel out of place. Imagine you're watching one of these modern-day crime dramas like Peaky Blinders or Boardwalk Empire, with the meticulously placed camera angles and a sense of elegance and refinery in the cinematography. And then all of a sudden Jackie Chan bursts into the room and everyone is kung fu kicking everyone and smashing bottles on each other's heads, with the cameraman having an epileptic fit whilst attempting to dive out of the way of incoming CGI blood splatter. I am taking the piss a bit, it isn't all that bad, and to be fair, the one character who does seem to have an unlikely superior fighting ability is later revealed to be not just some random goon. But that scene will be what the Raid fans were looking for when they watched the episode, and I'm interested in knowing whether that was a one-off or whether those kind of ultra-violent gory fight scenes will be a regular attribute of the show. Even if they're not, the drama itself, I predict, will satisfy audiences. It is an interesting drama, full of characters who have yet to play their hand, and it's gritty, almost dirty filmmaking, capturing the scary vibe of London's elusive and sinister gangs. As a fan of British gangster films, the subject interests me, and looking at the first episode, the style and mood of the series, along with the strong production values, the violent fight scenes, and the exciting mystery means I will definitely be giving this one a watch. Thanks for watching.